So, hello, I've just started recording. Thank you, Barbara, for being here and for deciding to record this video, this podcast with me. It's from the series in our cost action about virtual mobility grants. So, kindly give us some details. What's the VMG all about and what's the objective? So, basically, in a nutshell, what are you trying to do?
Hello, Vasile. Thank you for the invitation and thanks for the possibility to share of some of my experience with VGM at the cost action, which was devoted to finance in artificial intelligence. So the goal of the grant was to establish a team of people which will focus on studying the structure of editorial boards and the gender of editors in academic finance journals. It helped us as the participants to build a network through many initially online meetings and many discussions on the content and ideas. So the first point was that we have found out that in finance journals, when you are searching for editors who are sitting there, women are in minority. And as we in the cost action have the diversity group, it seemed to us that it might be a nice combination of cost action and the actual life and what we observe. So at some point we decided to work on a paper. Initially it was just a project, but then we found out that this topic appeared to be quite fascinating. So what we did, we investigated gender disparities within the editorial boards of finance journals and also the network linkages among editors at those journals. For that, we have used the data from the end of 2022, so quite a recent data set. Actually, we gathered the data manually. It took us a lot of time. It was a very challenging work. We had to decide who is a man, who is a woman in this sample. But the more important is what's the role of journal editors in shaping academic disciplines and how crucial it is, and how the gender imbalances could have an impact on what we finally see in those journals. So we have also focused on the geographic concentration of those editors. As we found out, this was quite poorly understood within the literature. And we consider some ethical things which arise when we examine the representation of women on editorial boards. In a similar way as there are some papers on that, what is done in business. So we examined the gender composition of editorial boards and uncovered the network structure among editors, just to shed light on the concentration of editorial power and its implications for diversity and inclusion. So the findings revealed that women accounted for minority in the editorial boards for the finance journals. On average, it's like in 2022, it was 20% of all editors, but there were the notable variations across countries. The editorial affiliations were heavily concentrated in the US and UK. And we applied some typological metrics to identify the highly connected editors. And by highly connected, we mean those editors which are appearing in several boards at the same time. So if editor A and editor B sits in 3 journals at the same time, we will consider them at rather highly connected editors. So the finance and economics in general are two disciplines that largely suffer from gender imbalance, and that's why our team, which is related to this diversity team of our cost action, was focused on that. And this team, on the contrary, is composed exclusively of women. We are not all in the finance discipline, but are quite closely related to that. So there were girls more from IT, more from accountancy, or the other areas, or especially econometrics. But in some sense, we all feel this finance area quite well. So there were participants from cost inclusiveness target countries such as Albania, Turkey, Romania, and Poland. And in that way, we have contributed to objectives of the diversity group. So perhaps I will, finish at that.
Thank you for all these details. So it seems it's one of the very important activities of the network, since cost is all about creating networks, and you, a network with your fellow colleagues, have examined this topic of who sits in the boards of finance journals, and one of the things that I wanted to ask is what's going to be the output of your work group? So you're planning to, you've published papers, or you're going to take this further? In what actual way are you going to further go with the research, and what's the tangible outcomes, outputs that you have from the group, from the work you've done?
Okay, so if it comes to the output, we have constructed a database of those editors with the specifics like the country's affiliations, gender, of course, in which boards those editors are. So there will be a this database will be available to all cost action participants. And we have prepared a paper, and this paper is already submitted to the journal. And we are at the second turn of reviews. So we hope that it will go fine. And the much more, let's say, tangible result at the moment are the presentations during conferences. So the results of the paper at different stages were presented at Women in FinTech, the second edition, which was done in the University of Tirana in Albania in 2022. Then in Women in FinTech, the third edition, in University of Coimbra in Portugal, it was in 2023. And also very specific gender conferences like the Gender Equality and Women's Economic Empowerment in Time of Crisis. This was a conference which was organized in Tbilisi in Georgia in 2023. The paper was presented during a conference in Taiwan, moving to digital finance in 2023. And the last presentation, if I'm not wrong, was conducted by me at in Kosovo at the conference co-organized by University of Pristina. And it was also devoted to the role of women in today's society. So it was also very exciting, let's say, experience there. So this is about the tangible things.
Yes, it seems you've done a lot of awareness. So you've discussed with a lot of fellow colleagues the paper in different presentations. And I hope that we're all going to be able to read it when it gets published. And after it gets published, what's your plan? So how do you plan to do this research? How are you looking? Because you've mentioned that in your group, there's colleagues which are not from the finance field, so econometrics and other fields you've mentioned, economics, econometrics, and so on. So are you planning to look at other fields also, or what's in it for you in the future? What are you planning to do?
Okay, the very valuable output from this virtual mobility grant and also from the whole cost action is that we have a network of friends, and these are not only colleagues. We have met many times. We have discussed a lot of on that subject and also on the others. We are working together on some other papers, mainly in digital finance area, as the cost action is related to that. Perhaps I should say a bit more about the participants in this particular project, because this is also a combination of quite 8 countries actually. So there is a Claudia Tarantola from University of Milan, so Italy. Codruta Mare from Babeș Bolyai University in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. Alessia Paganini, she is from University College Dublin, so Ireland. Belma Öztürkal from Kadir Has University in Istanbul, so Turkey. Galena Pisani from University Côte d'Azur from so France, and now Galena is also in UK. Albulena Shala from University of Pristina, Hasan Pristina in Kosovo. Rețarta Perry from University of Tirana, Albania. And Hanna Kristina Skafandor from Bifrost University in Reykjavik, so Iceland. So in some, I mean, we've got 8 countries altogether here, and I'm from Poland, so the other place. For one conference, I have prepared a map of the places where we are, of the origins of our affiliations, and it looked really very, very nice and exciting. And yeah, when we have devoted a lot of time to the preparation of this paper, and it resulted also in cooperation on some other papers at the same time. So this is I would say this is the most valuable output from the whole let's say activity here. And I think we will be working constantly on some papers in the future, as we share very let's say diversified areas of research, and it makes it makes some, let's say, surplus to the academic position and academic research.
It seems that your network within the larger cost network has done a lot in creating connections, in producing research, and creating this kind of connections for the future. And now, before closing, I would kindly ask you to, if you have anything to add about the entire cost action that we've both been part of. Please feel free so that our whoever is going to watch this video will understand more about what happened in the action.
I personally joined the action 2 years ago, or almost 3 now, and it appeared to be a perfect environment for developing, for learning, for motivating, for finding not only new friends, but also new perspectives. So if I were to encourage anybody to join the cost action in total, I will be 100% for that, because of real things which are behind that. This is not only a structure, these are people, these are interests, these are friendships, and everything is much nicer when we are doing things with a lot of good people, and yeah, good researchers, and in a, let's say, a very friendly environment. So yeah.
So thank you, Barbara, for everything, for taking the time to share this insights, this activity of yours and your colleagues with me and with our viewers. And I wish you a pleasant day ahead, and enjoy vacation because it's coming.
Thank you very much for your time as well, Vasila. Thanks a lot.